What's up, y'all? Welcome to Marty P Mornings, where I summarize a chapter from the Bible and I'll let y'all know what I think about it. If y'all have any questions, concerns, if you want to add something, if you think I missed anything, if y'all want to talk about how this chapter relates to what you're going through right now, don't be afraid to leave a comment below. So right now we're summarizing chapter 13 of 2 Kings. Let's go back. So we left off with Joash, right? Ash. So we got Ash. Ash is king. He just fixed the temple and he paid Hayes not to invade Judah, where Ash is, king. So Ash just saved Judah from Hayes coming through and wiping them out. Okay, just by paying them off. So that very same year, Jehu dies, right? Jehu is dead.
You're dead. You are dead. Bop, boop, beep, bop, bop, boop, bop. You're dead.
His son becomes king of Israel. His name is Jehoaz. We're just gonna call him Jazz, like Jazzy Jeff. So Jazz is king for about 17 years. And while he is king, he's going to war with Hayes. All right. So Judah is chilling. Judah paid Hayes off and was like, yo, don't come here. Hayes was like, all right, bet. So he went everywhere else, and then he ended up going to Israel and was like, yo, we better take your land. So instead of paying them off for doing whatever God told them to do, they end up going to war with each other. So they're warring, Aram and Israel, Jazz and Hayes. They're going to war for some land that was taken generations back. We heard about it back when we were talking about Benny. Even before then, they just took the land. So now they're just fighting over the land. They might take it and they might take it back. They might take it and they might take it back. So that's what they're doing. They're doing this, just going back and forth over this one property. And the thing about it was, the reason why they're having so much trouble is because, unlike his father Jehu, Jazz went back to worshiping Baal. He was like, you know what, Dad, bump it. I'm about to worship Baal again. They go back and they're starting to worship Baal. But while they're in war with Hayes, they're like, you know what, this ain't working. All right, true living God, what's good? God was like, oh, okay, you're going to be on my team now. All right, bet. So he sent somebody to save them. He sent them a savior. They got saved, won that war, went back home, but they still ended up worshiping Baal. Still worshiping Baal. It doesn't say that they're worshiping Baal specifically. In that chapter, it says that there is still a Asherah pole standing in their kingdom. Asherah is a pole of like a tree, but it's like a pole. It looks like a melting dick.
Dick.
But it represents Baal's mom. So they still got it up there. So they're not really worshiping the true and living God because they still got the tree up. So because of that, Jazz is killed by whoever was king of Aram, either Hayes or it could have been his son, Ben-Hadad. But before he died, he had a son, of course, and Jazz named his son Joash after the king of Judah, whose name was Joash. Ash. Named him Joash, but instead of calling him Joash, we're just gonna call him Josh. Simple name, simple storyline. We got it. So Josh, king, he didn't care. Jazz was like teeter-totting. He was like, oh, I'm gonna worship Baal. Oh, I'm gonna worship God. No, I'm gonna worship Baal again. Josh was like, bump it. We worshiping Baal. That's it. Like, bump all this. We are worshiping Baal. Now, while Josh was king, what ended up happening was, y'all remember Elisha, the prophet. Elisha was the one that did so much stuff. If y'all looked at any of my, my episodes, you know about him. Or the previous chapters, you will know about him. He was the prophet that he saved so many people's lives. He cleaned water. He fed a lot of people. Like, he was the prophet of the people. Elisha was the prophet of the people. Not Elijah, but Elisha. So Elisha's dying. He's sick. And he knew he was about to die. So Josh goes up to Elisha on his deathbed and was like, my father, the horses and chariots of Israel, right? So he says that referring to Elijah, Eli, back in the day, the previous prophet who didn't die. A horse and a chariot of fire came down and picked him up and took him to heaven. So, you could kind of tell, like, either he believes kinda or he's just referring back to it. But at the end of the day, Josh is Josh. You'll see what happens. So he's like, my father, da. And Elisha's like, yo, I want you to shoot me.
Shoot me.
What? He's like, pick up this arrow, pick up this bow, open that window, open that thing, pull it, and shoot me. Okay. Pow! But he didn't die right then and there. Then he told him to get the arrow and strike the ground. So he took it, pow, pow, Bow.
Bow, 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 bow.
Struck the ground, but he only struck the ground 3 times, right? And Elisha was like, you could have struck the ground like 5 or 6 times, but you only struck it 3 times. At this time, they're still in battle with Ben-Hadad, still in battle for this property, right? So he's like, you struck it 3 times, so you're only going to get back the land 3 times. If you struck it like 5 or 6 times, you could have got it back 5 or 6 times and kept it, but you only struck the ground 3 times. Well, later, I'm dead. So he dies and they bury him, right? While they're burying him, there are some people that are like going through like, grave robbers and stuff like that, right? They're going through the graves and stuff like that. And they have like a dead body, right? While they was grave robbing Elisha's grave, they tossed a dead body into Elisha's grave, right? But the guy that was dead touched Elisha's bones and he just came back to life. Stood up, wiped himself off. And death still brought that man back. So then, like we said in the previous chapter, Ash, he dies. He was assassinated by some of his people. And his son, Amaziah, we're gonna call him AJ. AJ is king now. Josh is fighting with Benny. Took back the property, like the land, about 3 times, like Elisha said. And now Josh is at war with Amaziah. So what I got from that was, if you notice in the chapter, there are 2 types of people. There are people that are long chapters, and there are people that have short stories in the chapter. For example, the people that will be remembered, people that keep on coming up in the chapters, in the story that I'm telling, in the Bible, is Elijah, Elisha, David, Isaac, Abraham. All those people are continuously being brought up. The chapter before, we mentioned David, we mentioned Jehoshaphat, we mentioned all those people. This chapter right now, God kept Israel still in his hand, even though they were going against him, even though they didn't believe in him, even though they was believing in Baal again. God still kept them in his hand of protection because of a promise that he made to Abraham and Isaac. So those are the people that you will always see them come back up in the Bible, come back in the New Testament, come back up in these stories and these episodes and these chapters, because they are worthy for their story to continuously be told. Things that they have done are continuously being told, continuously being brought up. David creating his own empire by just starting with killing Goliath. Elijah and Elisha for being prophets and doing the amazing things that they have done. Abraham and Isaac for just their promise that they made with God. These are the things that make them relevant, legacies, legends. These are the things that make them remembered through time. You get what I'm saying? And then there are also people that are not that significant, like Jazz and a whole bunch of people that filled the space in the Bible. The reason why they were there was because whoever was in the Bible wanted to connect one great person to another person. A filler. They were fillers. So a lot of people don't really know what they are. If they're on the road of greatness, of success, or if they're on the road of fillery, just filling. Sometimes it might seem like you're on the same path. Like you might, it's just, like sometimes like when you're in the woods, you don't know what's left, right, north, south, whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like you have no idea. So these are a few traits that can help you determine whether you're on the way to legendary purposes, or if you're just on the road to fillery. Comfort zones, okay? If you are constantly trying to push yourself out of these comfort zones by starting yourself on something that you have never started, that you have never done before, that leads to you doing the same for a whole generation. If you are comfortable with what you are doing, everything is hunky-dory, everything is perfect, you might be in fillery. You might be just a filler. The thing about it is, times change, things change. Like with change comes progress. Okay? And if you're not contributing to that change, if you're not contributing to that out-of-box thinking, you're gonna get left behind and forgotten. So that's 1. 2, continue to do the right thing no matter how hard it is. Sometimes you're gonna be presented with things where like everybody is like, this is the right answer. And you're like, nah, that's the right answer. And you might be all alone. But at the end of the day, do not fold. You stand there, you stand your ground, and you make sure to carry out the right thing. No matter if you're by yourself, if you're hated, whatever. Now, if you were a filler, what you would do is you just stay cool with it. You know that the right answer is over here, but you see everybody else over there, so I must be right. And by doing that, you forget, you stop listening to that compass inside you that is telling you this is the right way. This is the right way. 3, others. How you treat others. If you see somebody that wants to pursue their passion, their dreams, their goals, you need to inspire that person to do just that. To chase after their dreams and their goals and their purpose. That's what you do, because you have done the same. By relentlessly doing what's right and seeing that there needs to be a change, you are discovering what is inside you that makes you you. Now, number 3 is persuading and inspiring other people to do the same in their box, in their category. You might be an interpretive dancer that's like, yo, I want to do this. Let me help these people out. This person's objective might be a doctor. Now, though your purposes are very different, you need to understand and make that person understand that they have the right. They have the birthright. It is their purpose to pursue that goal, that passion, their purpose. Now, if you're a filler, you create doubt. You don't encourage that person. You persuade them not to reach their goals. Oh, well, I wouldn't do that. Oh, I wouldn't do this. Now, if you're a legendary, what you do is you take those fillers that tell you that you can't do this and can't do that, and you feed off of that. You feed off of doubt. You feed off of encouragement too, but you feed off that doubt. And you look back and you tell them, yo, I did this. What was you saying again? Excuse me? And number 4 is the last thing. When Elisha died, this dead body was thrown into his grave. And he touched the bones of Elisha and he came back to life. It was the promise of Isaac and Abraham. It was Daniel's weapons. It was Jehoshaphat, Jojo, and Ahijah's treasures. What I'm saying is, live your life in a way that every moment, every movement, every investment of your time is to benefit not just yourself, but the future. By doing that, those things will be greatly appreciated after you're dead, after your children, after you're gone. After you, your children, your grandchildren are gone, there will those moments in your life, those small decisions that you make in your life will be a lifesaver to the people in the future. And that's all I got for you. So, 1, how you handle your comfort. 2, how you deal with what is right. 3, how you inspire others. And 4, how you allow your actions to pass in the future. Will you be a legend or will you be forgotten? That's all I got for you today.
People trying to say I'm on the enemy. Got a code with my dogs, can't get in between. I can give them life, no more energy. Amen, amen. Spent about 60 on the time, I can't even lie. No way in, no way out, this shit do or die.